In this video, we are looking at Canadian stocks that can make you a millionaire. Do you want to be a millionaire? Then you subscribe to this channel. We bring great financial news. Canadian stocks that can make you a millionaire. There are a number of stocks that pay dividend and that have grown over a given time with companies that are resilient, that are strong, growing. And this will be part one of the videos I'll be making on Canadian stocks that can make you a millionaire. Market has been a breeding ground for wealth for a long time. Patient investors over time, they have some modest investment grow into big fortune. There are industries that have transformed economies, businesses that has expanded globally, and management team that has built resilience over decades. Here are some of Canadian stocks that made investors millionaires. The first one which we're going to look at is RBC, Royal Bank of Canada. RBC has consistently been a pillar of stability and growth in Canada. RBC has leveraged its dominance to expand into wealthy management, insurance, and capital markets across multiple continents. RBC has also grown its dividend over time. We are not going to go into figures right now because these figures are subject to change. It might depend when you watch this video. Investors who bought the shares, say in the 80s, and reinvested their dividend, see their dividend compound and transform their modest shares into big fortunes. The next one we are going to look at is Toronto Dominion Banks. You find that Canadian banks, they are the darling, the favorites. Even some of the external investors, some of European and United States investors, they come in and invest on Canadian banks. And these stocks, they have dual listing. They are listed on the American Stock Exchange as well as being listed on the Canadian Stock Exchange, the TSX, our major stock exchange, which is based in Toronto, Canada. Toronto Dominion Bank, which is abbreviated TD Bank. TD Bank rise from domestic player to a North American powerhouse and gave its shareholders a consistent reward. When I was visiting Florida in the United States, you would find some of the Americans, they don't even know that TD Bank is a Canadian bank. They think it's their American bank. I was surprised, if not bewildered, by that confusion. TD Bank has expanded into United States, but 2 years ago it had some problems there where it was fined heavily by the Americans. The bank is a conservative lending practice and a reputation for good customer service. As a result, its dividend grew steadily over time, which has benefited long-term investors. So if you are to invest in this bank, you can see your wealthy grow over time. Apart from the stock appreciating, they pay very good dividend. And if you reinvest the dividend, you can do very well. And another one is the Bank of Nova Scotia, or which is called Scotia Bank for short. Scotia Bank. Bank of Nova Scotia, or Scotia Bank, heavily in Latin America and the Caribbean. And the shareholders have been exposed to emerging markets. And long-term investors, they have benefited from its steady dividend growth. Another stock will be CIBC, which is also a bank. It is called Canadian Imperial Bank of Commerce. Investors benefited from long-term investing and growth. Right now, the stock is trading at a reasonable price. The last time I looked, RBC had appreciated a lot. It almost doubled or tripled than what it was during the pandemic, which is just 3-4 years ago. This is still trading at a reasonable price. And those investors who have held this stock over time, they have transformed their small investment into big fortunes. The stock to invest into a bank, the Bank of Montreal, called BMO, Bank of Montreal. This bank is Canada's oldest bank. It has expanded into, and there is like under BMO Harris Bank. It looks like when this bank expanded, especially particularly in the United States, They kind of masquerade as an American bank. They don't want to really be identified as Canadian. There is just known as BMO Harris Bank. It doesn't want to be known as Bank of Montreal. So this is why I said some people in Florida actually thought that the TD Bank was their own bank. They didn't know that it is originally from here. That's where it starts. BMO, Canada's oldest bank, and some shareholders gained steady dividend growth and capital appreciation as the bank balanced lending with the capital exposure. The bank stock appreciated, and also the bank has grown its dividend over time. This Bank of Montreal has been a wealthy building tool for investors who have held the stock for a long time. So this is another stock which can make you a millionaire in Canada. Another stock which we are going to look into now, we have gone away from the banks a little bit. It is the Canadian National Railway, which is a CNR. CNR. This started as a government entity and then it became privately owned. Its initial public offering, IPO, initial public offering back in the 90s, and since then the stock has experienced massive appreciation. The combination of essential infrastructure, rising dividend, capital gain, they've made CNR a millionaire maker stock. Another stock, again, which is a railway line, is Canadian Pacific Kansas City, CPKC. Canadian Pacific went and bought the Kansas City Southern Railway line and created this massive, profitable network of connection, which expanded between Canada, United States, and Mexico. And the investors who have stuck with the CP during the turnaround years, they've seen good growth, because there was a time when this stock wasn't doing very well. It's boosted its standing by going out and acquiring another railway, and then it became Canadian Pacific Kansas City with a network in Canada, US, and Mexico. And it is seeing a lot of returns on that particular merger. It merged with Kansas City Southern Railway line. Another stock which can make you a multi-millionaire is Enbridge. Enbridge is reasonably priced. On this one, I'll mention the stock price. The last time I looked, it was something like $70 Canadian, but it's paying a dividend of almost $1 per stock. You can easily get like a million shares for 70 million, or let's say at retail, and you can get like 1,000 shares, which is 70,000. You can easily get $1,000 every 3 months. You have $1,000 coming, and if you reinvest the dividend over a period of 5 years, we are talking here about buy and hold these stocks over a long period, and you see you become a millionaire. Enbridge grew from a pipeline operator into one of the largest energy infrastructure company in North America with a stable cash flow, and became a favorite for income investors. Decades of dividend increase turned small investors into significant wealth. So this is a very good stock which you should consider if you want to be a millionaire. So the last stock which we are going to look into this video here, as I said that we are going to do another video again where we look into more stocks, is called TC Energy. TC Energy builds shareholders wealth through its extensive pipeline network, natural gas infrastructure, and its stable and contracted revenue attracted investors seeking dependable returns, and its strategic expansion into US markets and power generation provided additional growth opportunities. Thank you for watching this video. We'll be doing more of these stocks that can make you a millionaire. Subscribe to this channel for more financial news.